dear students, myself Gangadhar Solanke, and I welcome you all to the MCGM's virtual classroom. My dear students, today in Standard 10's History, today we'll be learning the topic Heritage Management. Now, what is heritage? The traditions, qualities, and culture of a country. What it includes? It includes the tradition, it includes the qualities, and also culture of a country that have existed for a long time and that have great importance for the country. All such things are the heritage of a country, or under the heading of the heritage of the country. And about that things, how to manage these things, we are going to study in this topic. So basically we are going to study this topic into two parts, and in the first part of today's topic we are going to cover the points: sources of history, their conservation and preservation, some famous museums, and in the second part of this topic we'll learn about libraries and archives and encyclopedias. So about the first thing, today we are going to start. You people already learned about the sources of history, that there are basically written sources, oral sources, and material sources. So sources of history, the conservation and preservation is very important when we talk about the heritage management. Then we'll talk about some famous museums, and in the second part, libraries and archives and encyclopedia. History and all the history books that are available today are the results of the diligent work of several historians. These historians worked for long time, or worked day and night without thinking of the obstacles or by overcoming the obstacles, and because of that today we can study history, or you can use different sources of history to study history. Institutes like libraries, museums, and archives conserve and preserve this precious historical heritage, and they choose important specimen from the heritage collection and exhibit them. So if you people go for the library or for museums, then there we can go for number of sources which are written, or the artifacts which are available today. Not only this, they also publish research journals, informative pamphlets, leaflets, posters, etc., and all these things gives us information about history. The documents and artifacts. The documents and artifacts which are not exhibited, maybe because of the problem of damaging or any other problem, but historically very important, are stored in the museums and archives. After completing necessary treatments for their conservation and preservation. So those documents and artifacts are made available to researchers, not for the common people, but for researchers. These things are available. Libraries conserve, preserve, and manage the books. Now we are going to talk about the sources of history, their conservation and preservation. Each step, like collecting the sources of history, creating their records and indexes, exhibiting manuscripts, old books and artifacts, after completing necessary treatments. The word is very important, treatment. Requires very careful handling and management, and for this specific or special skills are needed. But trained persons who are duly qualified and also should know the importance of these sources can take up these tasks. Libraries, and now the sources of history, the conservation and preservation. First thing about the oral sources of history, then it includes collecting and compiling of folk songs and folk tales, creating records and indexes, exhibiting manuscripts, careful handling and management. For all these work, only trained persons who are duly qualified can take up these tasks. Now, what is included in the oral sources of history? Collecting, not only collecting but compiling of folk songs, folk tales, which is part of our cultural heritage. So, collection and compiling is very important. Not only collecting and compiling but classifying, analyzing according to the period or according to the style or according to the any particular region, and interpreting the compiled material. Then publishing the results of respective research, not only to collect and compile, not only to classify, analyzing or interpreting, but it is very important to publish the result of the research or result of respective research. Now, the necessary training for the management of oral sources of history, it includes sociology and anthropology. Now, what is anthropology? Anthropology is study of human societies, study of human culture, which includes biology and physiological characteristics of human being. Then social psychology, mythology and linguistic study, library science and information technology, history and historical research method, and writing of research reports and articles. All these trainings are very important. Now, what is in the oral sources? Inspirational songs like povadas, folk songs, folk tales, narrations, interviews, fairs, jalsa or art groups, and rhythmic prose, which is known as OV. Now about the written sources of history. You people already learned about the sources of history, what is there in the oral sources, what is there in the written sources, what is there in the material sources. So we are not going in detail about that. So in written sources, collecting coins. Now, why and how coins are important in studying history, that you people already studied. So collecting coins and copper plates with inscription on them, documents like official records, personal correspondence and diaries, historical books, old books, manuscripts, pictures, photographs. Then the next, completing necessary mechanical and chemical processes of cleaning. Again, I am repeating the same thing. This cleaning is very important to preserve and to conserve the sources for long period. So completing necessary mechanical and chemical processes of cleaning for the conservation and preservation of collected documents. Then ascertaining the historical value of collected documents. Now, after completing these steps, very important thing, exhibiting selected documents for the common people or for the researchers or for the people who are interested in that. Publishing edited documents and research reports. Now, to do all these things very carefully, training is necessary. And what kind of training? Knowledge of scripts like Brahmi, Modi, Persian and their development. क्योंकि आज की लैंग्वेज जो है हो सकता है कि उस वक्त नहीं बोली जा रही हो, या फिर जो रिटन स्क्रिप्ट हम आज यूज़ करते हैं वो स्क्रिप्ट उस वक्त नहीं थी. सो लैंग्वेज स्टडी इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन द study of history. Then the basic knowledge of social organization and traditions, literature, culture, dynasties, administrative system, etc. of past societies. Knowledge of various schools and styles of paintings and sculptural art, so that only you can conclude the things, or you can put your theory, or you can put your research in front of the people. And history of their development, how it developed. Knowledge of types of paper, ink and colors. Now you may think that why it is necessary, क्योंकि पेपर, इंक और कलर्स का डेवलपमेंट होने का भी एक पीरियड है, एक प्रोसेस है. जो स्केच पेन्स, जो क्रेयॉन्स हम आज यूज कर रहे हैं, शायद हज़ारों साल पहले वो नहीं थे या नहीं थे. तो इन सब की स्टडी होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि किसी एक पेपर को देख के, किसी एक इंक को देख के, किसी एक प्रॉपर कलर जो किसी पेंटिंग में यूज़ किया गया है या फिर किसी पेपर पे यूज़ किया गया है, उससे भी हिस्ट्री से रिलेटेड बहुत सारी बातें बताई जा सकती है. नॉलेज ऑफ प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ वेरियस stones and metals used for inscriptions, knowledge of the equipment and chemicals used in various processes of cleaning, conservation and preservation, knowledge of various approaches of managing exhibitions in museums, galleries and information technology. And the last one, writing research reports and articles. So all these things are very important in the written sources or in the management of the written sources. Now the next one, material sources of history. Now the material sources are again very important because it is directly the thing used by the people in the history, and that is why it gives us more information about that particular period. So what is there in the material sources of history? Collecting artifacts, classifying them according to their historical date. Again the same thing, classification is very important. And type and preparing indexes. Index is also very important. Again I'll repeat it, क्योंकि हमारे टेक्स्ट बुक का भी जब हम यूज़ करते हैं तो सबसे पहले हम इंडेक्स में जाते हैं या फिर कंटेंट्स का जो सेक्शन है उसमें जाते हैं, एंड देयर वी फाइंड कि कौन सा लेसन कहाँ पर है. तो किसी एक लेसन को ढूंढने में, किसी एक पॉइंट को ढूंढने में हमें आसानी होती है बिकॉज ऑफ द इंडेक्स. सो रिसर्चर्स को जब किसी एक पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक पे रिसर्च करना है, देन द इंडेक्स इज वेरी हेल्पफुल. कंप्लीटिंग नेसेसरी मैकेनिकल and chemical processes of cleaning for the conservation and preservation of collected documents. On the screen now you can see the images of different period. Arranging exhibitions of selected artifacts of their replicas. It may be of the real artifacts or of their replicas. रेप्लिका इज अ काइंड जो सेम उसी तरह बनाया जाता है ताकि लोगों को आइडिया आए. राइटिंग एंड पब्लिशिंग, अगेन एंड अगेन दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. राइटिंग एंड पब्लिशिंग रिसर्च आर्टिकल्स अबाउट कलेक्टेड आर्टिफैक्ट्स फॉर कॉमन पीपल टू अंडरस्टैंड मोर अबाउट द हिस्ट्री. क्लासिफाइंग fossils of plants and animals and preparing indexes. Then the exhibiting related or selected fossils or their replicas. Here on the screen now you can see the points which are under the heading of necessary training. Basic knowledge of archaeological method and theory, history of ancient civilizations. Knowledge of the regional sources of materials like stones, minerals, metals and clay. Now why it is important in geography also? We people learnt about the minerals which we find in any particular region. तो वो कहाँ से मिला है उससे हम बहुत सारी चीज़ें कंक्लूड कर सकते हैं. Knowledge of equipment and chemicals necessary for the cleaning of artifacts and other chemical processes. Then it includes knowledge of various schools and styles of arts and their development. Knowledge and skills of making replicas or models of artifacts and fossils. Knowledge of various approaches of managing exhibitions. Not only to study, तो उसे exhibit करना भी बहुत important है in museums, galleries and for information technology. Writing research reports and articles. So this type of training is very important in managing the material sources of history. So generally we talked about the material sources, about the written sources and about the oral sources. All together here the things which are very important to clean mechanically or to write research paper and the study of the different things is very important. Now we're going to talk about some famous museums. It is included museums of the world and also of India. So the first one here is given about the Louvre Museum, which is in France. This museum is in Paris, was established in the 18th century. Now what is there in this museum? One can see antiquities collected by members of the royal family were exhibited in the museum. It included the much acclaimed painting of Mona Lisa, very famous in the history, by Leonardo da Vinci, the world renowned artist. He worked under the patronage of Francis I, the King of France, in the 16th century. The collection in the Louvre Museum increased to a great extent because, why? Because of the antiquities brought back by Napoleon Bonaparte from his conquests. Presently, what is there in the museum? Presently, there in this museum 3 lakhs, just think or imagine about this number, 3 lakhs and 80,000 artifacts. 3 lakhs और 80,000 artifacts है इस म्यूजियम में. मतलब ये हिस्ट्री का एक पूरा के पूरा खजाना है जो हिस्ट्री के बारे में हमें इंफॉर्मेशन देता है. Now the next one, British Museum in England. The British Museum in London was established in 18th century CE. On the screen you can see the image. Sir Hans Sloane, a natural scientist, handed over about 71,000 you can see this on the screen, picture of Sir Hans Sloane, who handed over about 71,000 objects in his collection to the King of England, George II. It included several books, pictures, specimens of preserved plants, etc. Then later the collection was expanded by addition of various art objects and ancient artifacts collected by the British people from British colonies. Presently, the museum collection comprises about 80 lakh objects. Again, you people just think about the number, 80 lakh objects. About next one, National Museum of Natural History, United States of America. This Museum of Natural History, managed by the Smithsonian Institution, was established in 1846 CE. It houses more than 12 crore. Just think about the number. It houses more than 12 crore, that is 120 million specimens of fossils and remains of plants and animals, minerals, rocks, human fossils and artifacts. So such kind of museums are nothing but the pride of the country or pride of the human being, because it gives us lots of information about history, lots of information about different areas, lots of different information about particular region and about the historical things. Now next one, here you can see the images of the National Museum of Natural History, which is in United States of America. And now the museums in India. The first museum in India, Indian Museum, was established by Asiatic Society of Bengal in Kolkata in 1840 CE. The second museum in India, that is Government Museum, was established in Chennai in 1851 CE. The National Museum was established in Delhi in 1949. There are several museums in various states of India. Usually, the big museums have their own archives and libraries. Some museums are affiliated to universities. Such museums also offer courses in museology. Now, what is museology? This one is the new word maybe for us. Museology is the science or practice of organizing, arranging and managing museums. So number of institutions or universities are there in our country which gives study about all these things, and that is called museology. So museums in India: National Museum Delhi, Maharaj Sayaji Rao University Vadodara, Kolkata University, Kolkata it is in Kolkata, Banaras Hindu University in Varanasi, Aligarh Muslim University Aligarh, and Jivaji University in Gwalior. So here now we are going to talk about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya. But before that, images about the National Museum Delhi, then the Maharaja Sayaji Rao University of Baroda, Banaras Hindu University, that is in Varanasi, University of Calcutta, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh in Uttar Pradesh state, Jivaji University in Gwalior, and now Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya. In 1904 CE, some influential residents of Mumbai decided to establish a museum to commemorate the visit of Prince of Wales to India. And for that, in the month of November of 1905 CE, the foundation was laid of the museum building. It was decided that the name of the museum would be Prince of Wales Museum of Western India, but it was renamed as Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya in 1998. तो ये इस्टेब्लिश हुआ 1905 में और इसका नाम बदला गया 1998 में. As you people are in Mumbai, you people, I'll suggest you that once at least go to visit this Vastu Sangrahalaya. There you can find number of things related with the different periods of history, related with the ancient history, with the medieval, and also the things related with the different types of art. The building of the museum is built in Indo-Gothic style. The building is in Indo-Gothic style. It has been given the status of grade 1st heritage building in Mumbai. The museum houses about 50,000. The museum houses about 50,000 antiquities divided into 3 categories, that is arts, archaeology and natural history. So if you people visit this place, there you can see number of things related with the arts, archaeology and natural history. So in today's part of the topic heritage management, we learnt about the sources of history, the conservation and preservation, then the oral sources of history, written sources of history, material sources of history, then necessary training required for that, then in some famous museum, Louvre Museum France, British Museum in England, National Museum of Natural History which is in United States of America, museums in India, in that National Museum Delhi, Maharaj Sayaji Rao University Vadodara, Kolkata University of Kolkata, Banaras Hindu University in Varanasi, Aligarh Muslim University in Aligarh, Jivaji University in Gwalior, and in detail we learned about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangralaya. Now in the second part of this topic, we learn about libraries and archives, encyclopedias. Please subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get notifications. So my dear students, this is all for today. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, take care.